Well, happy new week to you. Happy new week. Happy new month. Happy new season to everybody. It's winter here in Tasmania and all of the Southern Hemisphere, of course. I trust that if you are in one of those places, that you are nice and warm. And I know if you're in the Northern Hemisphere that you are probably nice and warm. So happy new season to you and happy new week, as I say. Okay, we are Ashless this week. Ash has the week off, and usual suspects will be here, of course. Shukri being today with all the crypto news, and he's got a couple of courses coming up as well at extremely discounted prices. We'll talk about those a little bit, what you can expect from those if you haven't done one. And he, of course, will be giving us all the news on whether we should be trading cryptos at the moment. He's been talking about pooling. I want to ask him what that actually means. Righto, let's have a quick squiz and see what's going on around the place. Trade updates, really a little bit boring. I'm going back a couple of weeks. But I can tell you that, what did we have in the market? We had Eurocad in the market, I believe. That only gave us a TP1. A little bit disappointed in that, of course. We break even trade at the end of the day. We took our profit at 147.21, which is down around here somewhere, just before last week's weekly pivot. And that looked to be going fine. And then bang, straight back up and took our trailing stop by a few pips. And now we are out of that one at break even. Bit of break even going on. Aussie Yen, I remember last week, was also a break even trade, and I'll come back to this in a minute because I'm very keen to see how that pans out after the RBA statement today. Euro pound, that was our only loser for the last couple of weeks, and yeah, look, it's kind of a little bit interesting. Pivots are containing it to the high side. Are they strong enough resistance to propel it to the downside is the big question for me. Don't know. Not real sure. Pound CAD. We're hanging in here, right? We're past TP1, trading this for free. Looking for last month's monthly pivot to do a little bit more than it actually did. It held the market up, as you can see. A break above here probably sees us out here. It'll be another break-even trade. It's hard to get a good run, isn't it, at the present? But whilst ever we are underneath the top of that range, we've probably got the prospects of coming back down, so that's all going fine. Pound Kiwi, we've got an order in the market, Pound Kiwi. I don't know why it isn't any longer on my chart. It seems to happen when it shuts down. I don't know why. If you are interested in following that one, I'll see if I can find the parameters around that. Pound Kiwi. I'll probably go back a couple of weeks. Do I not? There we are. It's a buy at 1.9821, 1.9821. The stop loss is at 1.9165. And I'm taking first profit at 2.0275. And the target is 2.1600. I'll try and put those back up. I won't do it now because it'll be too boring. And you'll be waiting for a hell of a long time for me to do that. So I'll try and get that up, if not by the end of the show, then for tomorrow. Aussie Cad, still going strong, Aussie Cad. Looking for last week's weekly pivot. Yes, last week's weekly pivot. No, it's this week's weekly pivot to do its thing and propel price back into trend, which of course is outstandingly bearish. You can see that the RBA statement today did move the Aussie a little bit better against the CAD, but it found this resistance level again and has come back off it. Interesting to see what happens for the rest of the day on that, but absolutely nothing to do. Eurocad is the only other one I think we've still got live in the big picture, the monthly trade that we're in. There's nothing happening here. As you can see, the last 2 months has been high test bar, low test bar. In other words, we're going nowhere. We continue to hang on to that. We've taken profit a couple of times and everything is hunky-dory there. Now to the pound. The reason I haven't rushed back to the pound is we've already broken out of the range, and therefore there is no range break to trade. G'day, John. How you doing, mate? So let me just show that. Wrong chart. There, we'll go to that one. So, yeah, the range has been clearly broken and retested, hinting that pound US dollar wants to go further high. A bit tough for me to trade pound US dollar long at this point, but I do see the hunger in the eyes of the beasts. Now, that said, you'll recall last week that we traded euro US dollar, and I'll just go back to that. We traded the false break, right? That was on a daily chart. We traded this bar underneath here. Now, once again, we didn't get a follow through on that. And on Friday, not that I was anywhere near the charts on Friday, this is what happened. It might have looked good at one stage, but price pulled it very, very quickly back. I've got no idea why the dollar rallied, but sorry, I just got distracted there by my wife. She's still distracting me. Hello, darling. So, yeah, look, big bearish engulfing bar, probably looking for a lower high here, guys. So that will be interesting tomorrow to see what the current candle looks like on the daily. But we've probably already got a lower high here on the 4-hour charts. But look at this expanding pattern here. Trumpet, bugle, call it what you want. It's telling me that this is not a good commodity right now. So better than trade just the bounce off the top here. Let's get it down to here, maybe hit the weekly pivot, then give us another lower high. Then we can look to trade it short. Now, we've got to trust the US dollar, and that's a very scary thing for me. I hate the US dollar at the current time. In terms of value, I think it's got a lot further to go. And that makes it very, very difficult to be trading things like the euro versus the dollar. So there's probably better ways to trade the euro at the moment. And I think I found one this morning. Euro Kiwi. So I've got an order set on Euro Kiwi if you want to follow that. If you're in my Telegram group, you'll already know about it. But if you're not, these are the parameters around which I seek to trade the euro. I think the Kiwi has got good wraps on it at the moment, so I have no hesitation in taking this position, although I'll go through a little bit of analysis with you in a minute that would suggest this could go either way. So reason I say that is you need to be just a little bit cautious in how much you wish to risk if you agree with this particular trade or you're actually going to follow it. So we're actually trading this bar here, and they are your entry and take profit levels, and of course the stop loss level as well. Why am I trading it? Well, going back to what I just said, this is a little bit on the 2 bob each way scenario, and I can't dismiss the big double top. You know, that's the elephant in the room by far. So it would suggest to me that the trajectory for a long time, not just a short time, the trajectory for a long time is going to be bearish. So trading rallies, selling rallies makes sense to me. This little rally through here, probably a little bit long in the tooth to be a bear flag, but you can see that we've been bouncing in this range for some time now as well. Daily chart has given me a bounce off the top. Didn't really give me a lower high. Did come back underneath the trade line, however. Hasn't quite retested it, but maybe I can tighten that up just a little bit as well and make sure we've got the right levels. It's probably there. So, pardon me. So we really haven't retested that trade line, which was indicating to me that's a false break. But we've failed to close above last month's monthly pivot, this week's weekly pivot, and it's a big rejection of that level and all the pivots to boot, the daily pivot as well. So our entry would be well clear of the pivots, which may or may not be headed down, but obviously the weekly pivot dropped. I'm okay with that. And I think if we get some profit off the table before the bottom of the range, then we should be in reasonable shape here. Hi, Hanan, how are you doing? So there you go. If you want to follow Euro Kiwi, that is the way to do it from my point of view. Aussie Yen, right. Now, Aussie Yen, those of you who are aware, happy 1st of June, Paul P. Those of you who are aware, we did have an RBA statement today, of which I've read, and I've got to say that it was fairly benign, if a little bit, you can't even really say hawkish, the statement itself, but inside the statement, there were a couple of hints there that, well, more than hints, that the Australian economy is pumping along quite nicely, and we all know that. I've still got my doubts at the moment because of all the borrowing that's been going on, but there you go. I'm still of a technical opinion that Aussie Yen has got to come down. And the reason I say that is exactly the same as Euro Yen that I pointed out last week, which actually didn't come to fruition, but the more likely it is, then the more likely I'm going to trade it. So when I look at Euro Yen, Aussie Yen, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months of rallying. And as I said about euro dollar, and euro dollar is exactly the same, also now 7 months of rallying. Just go back in your charts as far as you like to see how many times that has happened in the past. 7 months in a row of rallying. I'm not sure you're actually going to find one. I haven't looked back in the entire history of this chart. Oh, no, they're double, so you can't count those. But I don't think you're going to find too many. And like I said, Euro Yen is precisely the same. And I was looking last month at this for exactly the same reason, because it had 6 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7 months. And look at the size of that last one. It's probably the most bullish of the lot. Is that an exhaustion bar, is the question from me. Now, I could easily just put an entry underneath there, but I don't know that the retracement is going to be that large. What I do think, however, is any opportunity to trade this short, I will take based on what I've just said. 7 months in a row, to my very, very brief way of looking at this chart, is almost unprecedented. I can't find another 7 months in a row here. Look, and that doesn't mean it won't go long, of course. What it does mean, clearly what it does mean, is that the euro is much stronger than the yen. And if the market deems that to be appropriate, then the market will continue in that vein. However, when you get to such, in my opinion, an overbought situation, you've got to start then looking for some kind of profit taking at the very least. So that's what's front of mind for pretty much all the yen pairs that I can lay my hands on, actually. Can I find a way to trade at the moment? No. Does it look like a trade at the moment? No. It looks like a long, actually. But yeah, I'm very, very keen for that to turn around. And I'm not saying it's going to reverse and take out all of this rally. That would be nonsense, because the euro is clearly stronger than the yen, or the yen is very, very weak. But as I say, that can change in a heartbeat, and I'll be aware that we are very much overbought on the yen pairs. That is probably where I need to leave that little scenario, because I'm kind of overplaying that And it could be this time next month we go back and say, well, it's never done it for 8 months in a row. Who am I to say? Rightio. Now, because Ash is not here, where was I going with that? Oh, because Ash is not here, that's right. If you, and this is a great opportunity for you guys to get a better understanding of the way I do things, if you wish. So any questions that you have throughout the week, please throw them in here, and I'm only too happy to go along with showing you exactly how I do what I do and why I do what I do. Some of you might say I'm crazy because to do what I do, because it's generally something different to most other forms that you've probably, for forms of trading that you've probably been, how should I say, made aware of, been exposed to, whatever. I was going back to here, wasn't I? 4-hour chart, pound US dollar. Should we trade the false break? Remember, I went and I got sidetracked, as I always do. You'd like to understand the double cross. All right, Lexi, how you doing? Double cross is very much a, I don't know, a twerk. Is there such a word? A twist, or called a twist, on what I call liquidity grabs. Now, as always, when I'm looking to trade the market, I'm looking to trade the market where I feel there's going to be liquidity. And I'm also looking to trade the market where generally trend is not going, in my humble opinion. That can happen on a small time frame frequently, and does happen on a small time frame frequently. On the bigger time frames, it's more okay. I like to trade retracements. I like to trade the bottom retracements for rallies. I like to trade ranges, of course, because ranges are just the simplest thing for me. I think they're very, very clear when they happen, and I can't get this out of my mind at the moment. I'll come back to it. I don't think we're going to trade there at the moment, but we'll come back to it. So double crosses are very much a proof of, to me, that the market was going in that direction and will go back in that direction under certain circumstances. Now, to understand the way I think, you'd probably have to get into a comfortable position, and I'd have to hypnotize you or something. But the way I think is, let me find a double cross for you, and we'll go from there. There's a double cross right there on the daily pivots, what, on Friday? Yep. So what I'd be looking to do here is, if this big bar here is telling me that these guys, the sellers, are keen enough, have got enough grunt to push the market through the daily pivot, but not only the daily pivot, the weekly pivot as well. Then they got an immediate response from the buyers, or whether this is just profit taking, who knows. And what happened next was we went back to a momentum drive, if you like. So momentum up, retrace, momentum up. My contention is that if the market or somebody or something or some entity is willing to go through all of that pressure, I suppose, of cancelling out the daily pivot and the weekly pivot, then they've got something on their mind. But of course, it could have been profit taking. It's not going to happen all the time. So the reason I think that there's an entry to be had underneath this bar, sorry, because that's the double cross, one through, one back. And if they look like train track reversals or whatever you want to call them, even engulfing bars, I don't care, as long as they're decisive breaks. So the decisive breakthrough, the decisive break back, and getting back to my point, if these guys are actually throwing us a hint, then it makes sense to me that if this rally or response by the buyers comes unstuck, then it's going to come unstuck here, and we're going this way because these guys warned us that they want to go that way. So that's really the essence of a double cross. Now, double crosses are very powerful on the first double cross only. And I do not trade them on second double crosses. Let me have a look at the euro and see if there's any here. So same applies here. I wouldn't trade this because it's too big, but if you had something like that bar there and that bar there, then I'd be only too happy to. But, you know, your stop loss here is way too wide to trade it. But if you consider, let me find one. If you consider, looks like it's been a while since we had one, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. Let me go to the daily chart. There's one there. There's another one there. None of them triggered. And that's part of the whole damn thing, right? If I'm wrong, I'm generally nowhere near the trade, and the trade's generally nowhere near me. But if I'm right, and that's the basis of the slingshot, is exactly that. It's not about I'm predicting that price is going in a direction. It's about saying that if it does, then I want to be in. Am I confusing rather than helping here, by the way? I can't find a genuine double cross anywhere. Let me try Aussie Cad. Okay, there's a double cross right there. So bang down, across the daily pivot, answer from the bulls. Result, enter here. You got a false breakout, but you're taking profit here, right? And that's the whole point. So if I'm wrong, or if the double cross doesn't come to fruition, then these guys just keep taking the market here and I don't get taken in. So you're really using, I suppose, you're really using a strong support or resistance level. And I don't talk about this at all because I think sometimes horizontal levels are subjective. In other words, what is the strongest horizontal level? A lot of people call them key levels, right? And key levels are exactly that. So if you get a double cross on a key level, that would be a key level for me. If you got a double cross on a key level, then I'd probably be willing to put a short underneath there as well. And eventually, I guess, it comes good. On a bigger time frame, that would probably look sensational. But they don't come up too often, and that's why I like them. When they do, they give me that, and I call it an edge because I think it is an edge. If you are in a situation, I'm not saying right here that the market's going short. I actually never say that. What I say is, if the market goes short here, I want to be involved. And that really is the whole essence of the slingshot. That's why I trade the bottom of bull bars and the top of bear bars. It doesn't work 100%. Nothing works 100%, right? But if I'm trading here, I want to trade the top of that bar, right? I don't want to trade the bottom of that bar because these sorts of things happen. I don't want to trade the top of that bar. I don't want to trade the top of that bar, certainly. So it's all the same thing. Every single slingshot scenario and setup is the same thing. It's not, okay, here we are at whatever we're at, 95.25. I think the market's going to $1. It's not about that. It's about, okay, I can see the market is consolidating. I think we're going to probably break out of here at some stage. I don't care what the level is, unless it's $1, then it makes a difference. All right, Lexi, cheers. It's all about what if this happens. It's not about I'm predicting that's going to happen. So I say it's cause and effect. The cause gives me an effect. So if the cause is that these guys are actually too weak to drive the market further, then the effect is these guys are going to take over. How far they go is anybody's guess, but generally it's going to be to the previous level of support or resistance. So double crosses are really exactly the same as every other slingshot trade, except that they're taking advantage of a strong area of support or resistance. So break that way, then I'm looking probably to trade that way, but I want to see a response from the sellers at that point. And that would absolutely be glorious if they did that, up here and back here in 2 bars. It's got to be 2 bars, and then we go from there. Okay, that was a good question. Wasn't prepared for it. I've actually never really sat back and thought double crosses were any different to anything else, to be honest. But I do think they are very, very powerful, because generally they're always at, if you like, a strong level of support or resistance, and therefore across pivots, perfect. You know, things like this, which is almost a double cross in the market here. You go through and see what aren't double crosses, but near double crosses, and you'll find that they're very, very powerful. Okie dokie. So we're going to go with Shukri very shortly, of course, but before we do, let me take a look at these 30-minute charts and see if we can find something here that makes sense to us on Euro Yen in particular and Aussie Yen in particular. Did I place a trade in Aussie Yen? No, I didn't. I better go there. Okay, so I've been through the process of why I'm bearish Aussie Yen and Euro Yen, why I'm a little bit bullish the Yen, right? Because it's completely oversold in my humble. Now, right there on the daily chart, if this was relevant to the same week, and this is almost a double cross here, right? But the pivots have moved. So you've got to break above the weekly. You've almost got a retest of the weekly. So whether I think this is going long or not, again, the cause and effect is if price comes to here, I think it's going to here. So it's not, okay, I'm predicting that we're going to 85, 83. I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest. What the prices wouldn't know. But if I see that, then I think, okay, these guys are fair income. These guys, not so much. And if price comes back to here, these guys are going to jump back in. That's the way I think. Okay, so that said, same applies here, because, and I always do this, right? I always say this all the time. If I've got a bar here that's potentially a lower high, which is not clear because it hasn't come back to test this level, then come off it, but it has tested the daily pivot. And if I chose to trade this, I'd be trading it underneath the weekly pivot. So I'll be putting my entry here somewhere. So we're underneath all 3 pivots here. So I think the entry would be reasonably safe, and your first take profit is reasonably okay. So your first take profit's probably down here somewhere, something like that. I think that's quite reasonable. You're probably looking at even 1-to-1 before you even want to take profit. So again, if these guys are fair income, they'll get back in here. But if this candle's anything to go by, they weren't fair income enough to drive it up there in the first place. And the pivot, or was yesterday's pivot, has been strong enough to contain them. Although I've got to say yesterday was a bad day to judge this on, because there was no market. G'day, buddy. I'll be with you shortly. There was no market, remember, yesterday in the UK or the US. So this may be a misleading candle. So if I go through this thought process now, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is a long to be had here. But on an intraday basis, I certainly wouldn't be trading at that level because it's a DR3. But on a daily basis, sure, end of day, no problem. But I like this candle here as well. And that is my bias. My bias is short. But I haven't placed that trade because it looks a bit double toppish to me. I haven't placed this trade because of the Aussie news. But the Aussie news hasn't driven the market forward as yet, though you can see here in the last 2 hours that they may be looking to get a bit of a wriggle on. So what I'm interested in now is not trading on this chart at all, because look where the pivots are. Look at this level. Look at this level. I'm trading straight into highs, straight into lows. So it's a junk chart to me. I can't trade it at the moment, but I'm keen to. That bar there's interesting, but look at the risk you've got to take. That much, there's your reward there. It's not good enough. So I've got to get clear of the pivots, I think. And the only way to do that is really on the daily chart and get my entry under there. I'm okay with that. I think we'll place that order, guys. So Aussie Yen short. And I'll just write this down. Entry level is going to be at 84.55. Now, once again, just trying to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not predicting that Aussie Yen's going short at all. But I am saying, although I do have that in my head, right? I am saying that if it goes beyond the bottom of that candle, then it will likely go pretty much to that red line that I've drawn on the chart. Stop loss, 84.95. So 40 pips of stop loss, TP1. Yeah, I'll trade through those spikes. That'll do where I've got that line. Say 84.30. 84.30. So I'll put that in the market. Counter trend, guys. So act accordingly. You don't need to be jumping into this. That's for sure. With all boots. 0.25% would be tons for me. We'll say 84.55. And stop loss will be 84.95. Okay, I'll just quickly type that up. And then we're going to talk crypto with Shukri. And if he's listening, Shukri, I want to know, you've been talking about pools. I want to know what pools are, apart from those things you jump in and swim.
Sure. Very good. Cool. Well, let's start with a picture of a pool first.
All right, what a good idea. I used to be, I'll call myself the TA to the pool supervisor in my, in a little town in New South Wales, Australia. When I was a kid, and I was there like every day, before school, after school, every weekend. My mother never saw me, which was probably a good thing for her.
You're the pool expert.
Yeah, I've had a few pools since in different properties, but yeah, I'm over that. I'm now over it. Righto, there we go. There's the order, guys. If you want to follow it, it is pretty clear to me that, as I said, if price comes back to here underneath that bar, we're probably going to there. And that is the essence of the trade. Thank you for the questions, guys. Look, as I said, you've got tomorrow and Thursday with me as well. So if you've got any questions, you want to understand the strategy that I trade or the free trades that I take, that are completely unrelated to the slingshot strategy, feel free to pump me on those over the next couple of days. Speaking of pools and pumps, here he is, Shukri. G'day, buddy.
Yes, how are you guys? Yeah, we're going to talk about pools today, pooling.
Well, there you go. I gave you something to talk about.
Yes, we did. Yeah. But where's Ash? I wanted to show him a head and shoulder.
Oh, okay. Look, I'll send. Well, you've probably got his details. Send it to him. He'll get excited.
Okay, so yeah, today is a pool day because look at this. Look at this. This is very interesting. Don't look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. We know it's going to take time to go up. That's fine. Let it take time to go up. Here is Bitcoin dominance. So when the market went up, Bitcoin dominance, of course, goes up, and then the other smaller coins get crushed, right? Which is what happened here. But look what happened here.
Mate, can you tell me what Bitcoin dominance is, please?
Yes, it means of the total percentage of the market, what does Bitcoin have? What is the market capitalization?
Oh, it's cap, right? Okay.
Yeah, so if Bitcoin goes up, that means people, it's like flocking to safety. Bitcoin is like gold. That means people are flocking to safety. So it's kind of risk off.
Yep.
When Bitcoin dominance go down, it's risk on again. So I'm going to show you a picture and then I'm going to relate to you why this is happening, at least in the case of Kusama. So look here, this is a very nice head and shoulder again. And we're at the point again where it may break again, which means that this cycle, the small coins are going up. And there must be a reason, you know, it can't go up like at random because it wants to go up. At least you want to buy the ones that are going up. So let's see Kusama. What happened to Kusama? It has suddenly broken out.
Yay.
Yes, now it's like 363. So again, it went down here 160, and then it just went up, and you know it's chopped again. This is what I expect to happen to Bitcoin and Ethereum too, but this is already up. So that relates to the previous chart, right? That the small coins are going up, and now we have to investigate why is this happening. At least in Kusama's case, we don't have time to study all, but if you want to take a decision, please do your own research and make sure that you're buying not because of technicals, buy because something is about to happen. Because when you do that, you see this very nice breakout, nice retest, bam, there she goes. Okay, now this is why, look at this, this is a pool. I told you to get to the pool. So this is from Akala. All of us are waiting for Kusama parachain auctions to start. Basically, what happens is...
Hey, I've got to do something then, haven't I?
Yes, you have to set up a wallet. You have to download this wallet. Don't do anything, but make sure this is on your PC at least. Let's see if it works or not. But okay, this is what's happening. You see a pool here. Very important. Why are people buying Kusama? And this Kusama rally will be followed by a polka dot rally. Okay, this is a pool. What is going to happen is they are going to lease out the parachains, okay? The parachains of Kusama. That means if there is a parachain here, I don't know why I'm writing it this way.
No, I don't.
Here, basically, if you're the company here, you connect here. And this is done through a pool, because just imagine this pool. What you want to do, say, say you're Akala. Another example is, of course, Moonbeam, or Moon River, rather, Moonbeam. Moonbeam, Akala will be on Polkadot. Moonbeam will be on Polkadot. The Kusama implementation, which is called Karura, will be on Kusama. The Moonbeam implementation on Polkadot, which is Moon River, will be on Kusama. So there's a pool here. What happens is this. You just draw this. You will have to contribute your Kusamas here. Okay, you put in your Kusama here. Let's just say, for example, that this is, how many is this? 5. Okay, I'm going to go 20. It's easier to count. I don't know how to count. So let's say the pool has a capacity for 20 Kusama. Now, we don't know how many the pool will eventually accommodate. You know why? Because Polkadot is very clever. They do not want everything to be for the big boys. I know there's a lot of concern that has been raised to me that crypto is not like the game before. The big boys are in. I agree with you. I totally agree. It's not like before, right? Before it was for the small boys. No, nobody cared about us. Now the big boys are starting to care, but no worries, because the companies understand this, and they do not want necessarily whales to go there. I mean, Carl Icahn recently announced that he's going to put 1.5 billion into Kusama, and I'm sure you heard of. I'm sure you know Carl Icahn, Jeff. You don't want Carl Icahn to be on your board. He's going to wreak havoc. You just do not want him. We can't.
Who is he?
He's famous for a raider. He raids companies.
Oh.
Starting with TWA a long time ago. So he's very famous for that. But he's coming into Ethereum. So let's say this is the pool. Okay, remember that in a Polkadot auction, it can stop anytime. So there's only 20 here. So what is your share of the pool? So if Jeff manages to put in, and I'll tell you when also, because I was in the Moonbeam meeting, Jeff puts in 4. That means Jeff has 25% of this pool. Okay, and this is where you will get your reward tokens. So this is good. And for Moonbeam, it's called Moon River, MOVR. And this is the one that will be listed. Okay, so this is it's a very fair system. You put in more, you get more, and then they will tell you the ratio that you have per the Kusama that will be put in. Then you just wait for this Moon River to actually be listed. And that should cover the prices of your Kusama, and then you just have to manage your risk. That's basically it. Very simple. But we've been a long way. We've talked about this since last year. I just want to show you what happens. What is happening with the company? So when we started, this Moonbeam thing had just started. It was meant to be, for Ethereum developers to come in and develop something on Polkadot by using Ethereum. Because let's face it, the big guys are on Ethereum. I mean, the big, how do you call it? The big exchanges, the big decentralized exchanges are still running on Ethereum, because some of them are on Binance, but most of them are on Ethereum. So just imagine that you have developers on Ethereum, you develop something using the same code, don't have to change anything, and it can go on Polkadot, and you don't have those high gas fees, just silly gas fees. Okay, so let's look at an example here. Yeah, demodify. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's really, really cool, because look at that. The cross-chain AMM DEX, this is decentralized exchange built on Moonbeam. So this is cool. So suddenly, Moonbeam has become very, very hot, because, so the company starts out with nothing. It literally, and this is one of the things that you have to do if you are going to study a company, right? So it's good, because I will get my tokens for Moonbeam too as part of my ambassadorship. But you start with something and you don't know, what is this guy doing? So how do you evaluate? I'm going to tell you how, because I started this in the beginning, and now it's become something, so much so that when there was a new launchpad which does IDOs, they asked their people, like, give us an example of a company that you want to be listed. And they mentioned Moonbeam. So it's big. It's really big. It's mentioned everywhere. How did I know how to target this? Easy, guys. The first thing is, you don't know what Moonbeam is. Nobody knows. And we went through last year, but I'm sure you forgot, because everyone forgot. So now I can tell back the story again, right? So you know these things work. Nobody knows. They could be anonymous. First, you have to know who they are. Second thing, the guy that did this, which is Derek Yu, he founded another company before. He is an entrepreneur, a proven one. So when you see that, you know that this guy can do it again. That is how I did it, Was he good in Polkadot at that time? I don't know. He doesn't need to be. He needs to find the good people there. But he had done it before. That means he had went to the funding rounds. And the thing is this, when you are starting anew, you want to find people who know how to raise capital. Yes, technology is good, but let me tell you that in the crypto world, there are many cases where it goes to zero again. It goes up like this, goes to zero, because they cannot raise fund. Everything is about the funding. And now you can see it's coming through, right? Because this guy is suddenly, this guy is developing on Moonbeam. And this small company, Demodify, AU21 Capital and BlockSync are very big venture capitalists in crypto. So this is good. So you see how this ecosystem develops, because I said after this, you will see similar stories regarding ADA, Ash's favorite ecosystem, and also regarding this one, Solana, right? Solana. So let's see what Moon River is. Let's see what the pool is all about. I'll tell you now about the pool. Parachain slot auction plan. So there are 10 million mover. So 3 million. Okay, you see this annual inflation, right? This is important. Why? They give you rewards. If there's no inflation, there's no rewards for us, right? There's no rewards for us. So this is the same as Moonbeam. So look at this. Community initiative. Parachain crowd loan 30%. So out of this 10 million, 30% of these tokens are reserved for the community. Now, I was in the talk here. I was actually shocked. The good thing about this is when they award these 3 million tokens, none of it is reserved for the team. This is really good. I'll tell you why. Because if it's reserved for the team, you really have to look in the vesting schedule, right? If people like me, for example, say I'm the team for Moon River, I get it for free. If you know that I get it in, if I get it in August, you want to sell it before then. Because you know why? If I got it as a team member in August, I want you to tell me why I shouldn't sell. I'd sell at least half, you know, no matter how strong my belief is. So this like puts it, okay, this is cool. This is cool. So we'll not have those problems, you know, like, and you see what happens, right? Usually before the token does that, they push it up and then suddenly goes and say, why did it go down? Well, guess what? A lot of people were suddenly who had their tokens locked, couldn't sell, were now allowed to sell. So we don't have it here. This is good. This is good. This is good. So it's good that 30% is for the community and you get it as a percentage. Okay. So there it is. Genesis token supply. Your KSM contribution.
So sorry, mate. That 30%, is that typical, or is that a good number? Is 50% is 50% achievable?
So,
does it happen?
Because they need also the tokens to run the network, and they also need to give us rewards. Yeah. So here's the deal. Okay. So 3 million is good. Again, no team members get it. So you won't be dumped on. I just want to tell you, you won't be dumped on. You won't be surprised.
Until
you may wake up one morning. Where did my children's college fund go? Don't want that. Okay, don't want that.
Shouldn't laugh.
Yeah. So here's the deal. You are now locked. Your Kusama is locked for 48 weeks. Okay, 48 weeks is 1 year from now. I am going to tell you that that doesn't matter because, Jeff, you bought at a very low price. Even if you bought at a high price, it also does not matter because you should calculate. The first thing you do, any good trader will do, is you just sell whatever you can sell and you're already at break even, right? And you keep some for the upside. You're done. You're done. It doesn't matter where Kusama goes. Kusama could go up next year. Kusama could go down. You know, if you're if Kusama goes down, then fine. Then say to your kids, okay, you got to stay in Australia. If Kusama goes up, hey, go to Oxford, Cambridge. I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Clear your risk first. Okay, so 48 weeks. So reward distribution, 30% of the reward pool will be distributed immediately. 70% will be vested over the duration. So you get little by little by little. So 30% is a lot. I have been involved in a lot of these IDOs. 30% can cover everything. Basically can cover your cost of your Kusama or whatever is it you use, as I expect the market to go to be good again, and also even give you profit. So the rest is basically profit, okay? So again, KSM tokens will be locked until the end of the parachain lease. This is how you get your, so it's a very fair system. You do not have to pay anything extra like buy a launch pool to get access to this. You just have to know that at that time you contribute. You just put your Kusama in the wallet. This is very unique, okay? This is very unique. This is very unique. This is very important also, okay? Now, this is the wallet. I'm going to tell you the story about the wallet. Polkadot.js, Jeff just tried to download this. Now, this is very, very crucial because in a normal IDO, here, this is it. in a normal IDO, you send your funds somewhere, right? You send your money somewhere. You send your money to company A. What if company A fails? Well, that's very bad. You're going to lose this money, you know. It could be 1K or just say 1K for simplicity's sake. Can be smaller. You lose it if the company fails. That's it. It's gone. Finish. Okay, now here, Polkadot is very, very different. And you really got to understand it. That's why I said this is the new model of pooling here. You are sending it to a wallet, and Polkadot here, which is Web3, is going to lock it. Remember, your Kusama is always there. It doesn't go anywhere. It's not going to Moonbeam or Moon River or whatever. This is going to force these guys who have these slots to actually build something useful. And when they build something useful, guess what? The value of the tokens go up. Whereas if you send it to a wallet here, just a wallet A, wallet B, wallet C that happens in IDOs, guess what happened? Now it's okay, but guess what happens if times are bad? Let me tell you what happens if times are bad. You ain't gonna see your money again. Okay? Remember, the company doesn't get your KSM and its return. That is, so there's motivation basically to go to the upside. Okay, now next, the next very important thing. I didn't know this. I only knew this on Friday. Now, okay, this is related to Polkadot and Kusama. I'll tell you when Kusama is going up, when Polkadot is going really up, although they're already going up now, right? So we are still waiting for the date. Everyone's waiting for the date when Gavin Wood will announce that we can contribute. Now, don't worry, when the date comes, if he announces it here, right? If he announces it here, I hope he announces it fast, they will give you a 7-day period before they start. That's good, okay? Because if you're staking Kusama somewhere, it's going to take 7 days. Then there will be a 5-week period. 5-week period. So one company might go in here. Let's say this is Moon River. This is important. And then there's another 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how it's going to do it, okay? After this is done, Polkadot is going to be done. So I already told you, if you guys want to speculate or trade or call whatever it is on DOT, I already told you when it's going to go up. It's going to go up before this guy starts, right? So you just calculate when Kusama does it, you know, do you want to buy 2 weeks before, 1 week before? Or because DOT before this is really going to go up because people also want to go to the DOT options. Now say, okay, this is the first week. Let's just say, for example's sake, that it's Moon River time. This is where a lot of people will be caught. You have 7 days to contribute, 1 to 7, okay? So you have 1, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you contribute within the first 2 days, your contribution is guaranteed to get accepted. You will be part of the pool. We do not know how many Moon River tokens you have. We know Akala because they already have that ratio, but we don't know Moon River, guaranteed. If you go here, you are playing with fire. You are really playing with fire because remember, Polkadot, following the English tradition at the ports, are doing a candle auction. They can, when the candle goes out, the auction ends. They could end it here. They could go in the last minute here. They could even end it at 12:01 here. Possible. Because they don't want people to wait. They don't want in the last minute everyone goes in. So the guys with the strong community are going to encourage, hey, put it in before hour 48. Beyond that, we do not know. You may or you may not get in. You might just wake up and just about as you are wanting to go in, it's gone. Okay, remember guys, okay, and please get your timing right. I know UK timing is quite confusing, and then you have Aussie timing. Please follow UTC timing. look at the polka dot thing, but I know this can be very, very confusing also. Next, that's confusion 1. I'm going to name confusion 2.
That's confusion about number 67.
No, that's over 6 million. That's confusion. That's confusion number 67. What is confusion 1 for today? Now, let me tell you confusion 2. Okay, download this and then we'll see this again next week. Then let's see if you can run it. Confusion 2 is this. You have to go to a Polkadot JS wallet. I know Polka wallet is easy. I'll tell you. Okay, they said this is guaranteed. There might be an easier way. I'll tell you why. So once you go to Polkadot wallet, make sure you are going to a Kusama address. We'll review this next week. I want you guys to download now. Please look at your Kusama address because in there, my friends, there is a Polkadot address, there is a Kusama address, there is a Karura address, there might be a Moon River address. You are going to get so confused. I was confused the first time I said, like, I thought Karura was using the same address as Polkadot. I thought Polkadot is the same as Kusama. No, it's different. It's different formats because we only have time to be confused 2 times today. Okay? We don't want to be confused so many times today. So this is number 68. This is going to cause problems also because people might give the Polkadot address. Guess what? You can't go in and then probably they're going to, I don't know, I think they might open it to, they might contact you if they're nice. If not, a lot of people do it. Or they might say, okay, you're out. We're going to give it to the, I'm sure there will be a wait list, right? Things like this, there's usually a wait list. And
Okay.
then you get the wait listed to come in. Okay, next. This is the hard way. So will it happen the hard way? Guaranteed. There is also an easy way, but this is not guaranteed. They are working with partners, namely Moonbeam and Parity, which is Polkadot is working with partners. This may be done through centralized exchanges. No, it's not lottery. It's not lottery, Crystal. It is guaranteed allocation. Only the percentage, the amount you get depends on the total in the pool. Now, they might be working with this. They might be working with Binance. They might be working with CoinList. Another one is Kraken. Okay, so if you have accounts in this, you should be okay. I think that is the better way. I know Binance will take a part of it as commission, but your probability for mistakes is very low. Okay, so let me explain to Crystal why it's not a lottery again. As these things feel like this, okay, as these things feel like this, say I have this, I have this, I have this. Crystal, you come in here. If the auction stops here, Crystal has 1.8 of the pool. Say this is 2 days. Crystal is very clever. She comes in at 11:55, 5 minutes before she's counted. Now, if this goes on and then Jeff comes in with more, and then it ends on, it ends when this is 16, right? It ends when this is like, yeah, this now I have 16. Now, Crystal, you have 1/16 of the pool. So you got a smaller one. So really it depends. So what I would do, I would just go in the first 2 days, make sure I'm there. And, or if you see, and you can look at the Telegram group, if there are more people coming in, you might want to contribute more, but I'll put mine during the first 2 days and hope that they close it at 12:01 or 12.01 seconds rather. And that's it. So it's a guaranteed allocation. It's not like the IDOs and stuff and all that. Yeah. So the good thing is they're trying to make this fair. And during that meeting, which is only for investors on Friday, they did acknowledge, I don't know how they're going to do it. They did acknowledge that a Kusama whale can go and grab everything. I don't know how they're going to prevent this because, you know, the Kusama whale can spread it across many wallets, right? And so I think there's every interest in their because it is for the community. I don't think the community is, well, where Jeff has half the tokens. That's not a community. I don't even know what that is. So they don't want that. They just want to spread it out. They just want to spread it out.
That's a duopoly.
Yeah, that is a duopoly, right? That is a duopoly. That's not fair. Okay, so there are some good ones. I'm going to show you the good ones here. Do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. I have, so I'll post it in the group. But there are some good ones that are coming up. But the best ones to me are this Moon River and Akala, because Akala is the DeFi hub of Kusama. Sorry, I'm going to put here. Okay, I'm not going to. I misled you somehow. The good ones, the big companies that will go on Polkadot are Akala and Moonbeam. So Akala is Karura is on Kusama, and Moonbeam Moon River is on Kusama. And here Akala is on Polkadot. So you're going to need some Polkadot for Akala, while Moonbeam, I think Glimmer, they call it Glimmer. Glimmer will be on Polkadot. So you got to know that. Okay. So it's very interesting to see this crowd loan, because it rewards people to be successful. That's why I'm not afraid of this, guys. I'm not afraid of, I told you guys yesterday, right, whether we have a bear market. If you go into something like this, you're not afraid, you know, bear, half bear, coyote market, it doesn't matter. It's different if you go into the traditional IDOs. If we are stuck or we go into a bear market, it can get very, very ugly. Because, you know, the company can go bankrupt. You know how businessmen are, right? Just go bankrupt and then we just start another business. That's bad. But this is different. There is a motivation for the leading companies, you know, the leading companies. As long as you go in the first few, I think you know, Jeff, at the end of the day, just like in any mining town, you got to know that it's very hard for the ones who come last to make money. That's it. It's very different.
All the good claims have been staked.
Yeah. And this has not started yet. This will start in June. When? I don't know. Ask Ash. I was expecting him to be here. I'm saying, can you give Gavin a call? We're all waiting.
He might be having a meeting with him, mate.
Okay, yeah. Okay, any question? Any question?
Any bloody questions?
Yeah. No KYC. No KYC. For now, no KYC. I haven't seen the requirement for KYC. And this is why I don't know how they're going to stop the whales. Like, what if me and Jeff, we corner the market? But I'm sure they have a mechanism to do that. I think this is another worry, right?
Well, surely that's not that hard. Although, yeah, I'm thinking IP addresses, but then you've got VPNs and all sorts of things, haven't you?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Now, so now you can contribute any amount you want, which is good. So now you see that Kusama is going back up. Just look at Polkadot 5 weeks later. Same thing. It's all in the process. Okay, so again, so once Kusama is done, they'll start with Polkadot, and I think will be again like now. I think the first few will be like Karura and Moon River, right? Once it comes to Polkadot, the first few will be Akala and Moonbeam and all that, because these are ready to go. Akala also has a product. Akala has a very good product. It has an exchange. You can stake your things there. Okay, so these are workable things. I mean, when you talk about Akala, when you talk about Moonbeam, people are already developing on it. You are not. There's no hopium here. Opium is hopium. So I think this signals the maturity of the market. You know, where now where it used to be that people raise money giving you opium, now people are raising money here. I have this thing working already. Okay, I need this fund to basically to be running on Polkadot. That's all they're saying. And I think for the first, for the first few, again, just like any other market, they will be very generous to the first, to the ones who get into the first round of the earlier parachains. Why? You look at this. I have not heard of a project that does not give team tokens out. I really haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that. Maybe there was one that was close to that called Wi-Fi, and it flew to the moon. It flew to the moon, you know, because when people see this, it's like, hey, this is different. Mina and Clover. Mina is a good idea because it's small, but this way of IDO is very different from what Mina and Clover is doing. So the good thing is, I think in the future, we will be able to get tokens like this. This is what I see. This is what I see. It'll be easier to get tokens like this, the much sought after tokens. At least this is what Polkadot is trying to do. So it's good.
Talk to me about guaranteed allocations with IDOs.
Okay, guaranteed allocations are this. You will have to do a calculation. I mean, I'm going to come out with a spreadsheet, right? Let's see this. Okay, let me take this out. We'll leave the dog there because he's so cute. Okay. So this is how it works.
You must be getting tired.
Yeah, you buy something here. You spend X. Okay, you spend X. Let's say it's 5.2K. I'm just quoting you a real case now. Let's say you get guaranteed. Now you have to go and really calculate based on how much they give you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When are you going to break even? Discount. Don't count on this going up. No, take that out of the equation. Okay, look at this as a business. This is my capital. If your capital goes up, that's fine because you can't do anything anyway. So you have to calculate the IDOA. What is the size I get? So you will get everything, but is the size big enough to cover this, and when? You got to know when. You got to know when. Now let me tell you an example here, because I'm doing this for Trust Swap and also for Poker Starter. Now Trust Swap is guaranteed. Okay, it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. That's good. But the allocate. But what I've seen in Trust Swap is this. This is what I see in Trust. I know this well. Nope, can't cover. Nope, can't cover. Nope, can't cover. Nope, can't cover. And then one of them is going to go 10, 20x. Done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You've covered everything. You've done. You're basically done. You know, you get this money back and you have more profit, and then this one, no. Because it follows a vesting approach. So you really got to know this. And then you have to wait, and then probably the next one will go up. That's cool. That's guaranteed. So guaranteed yes, I'm guaranteed, doesn't mean this model is going to work next month or 2 months. Doesn't mean that. So you have to know there's always a trade-off between guaranteed and non-guaranteed. Let me show you another example, and this is a real example. The other example that costs 5.2K is Polka Starter. Now in Polka Starter, it's not guaranteed. It's not. And worse, if you even get in Polka Starter, guess what? If you get one, they freeze your wallet. You cannot get the next one, okay? You have to wait for the next one. This is not guaranteed. This is not a lottery. But look at this. The best IDOs go here. So let's see, for example, like 5.2K, okay? This would cost 5.2K as of last night, and I'm doing this study in real time. This I invested in last night, and it is called this. WETH, this is IONX. This is 20 cents. This has gone up 6 times. I made 1,000 here already. I made 1,000 here. I don't know about you. So this looks to me like I can make this up within 4 or 5, although it's not guaranteed. And if it goes to the moon, I can do it within 1. That means the next one could just cover it. So again, you really, again, to do all this, what you have to do is you really have to do the study. Hey, do the study of people that have experience in all this. The guarantee comes with a caveat. You have limited tokens. The non-guarantee, usually, they have the good tokens. So which one is better? What I see now is this could be better now. But the good thing about this, you build your position slowly, little, and suddenly one comes up and okay, everything's taken care of, done. That's a true story from Trust Swap. Okay, and then you have to see here, you got to see the vesting period. Trust Swap has a vesting because it's guaranteed. Pulse doesn't have a vesting, but it's not guaranteed. And then if, okay, guarantee is fine, right? You know the value. If non-guarantee, then you have to ask the experienced guys like me, in your experience, since this is non-guaranteed and we have to go through a lottery, how many tokens are the most optimum? How many do we need to buy? If you were pooling with someone else, how many do we need to buy? That's also important because there's no point of you buying this and praying.
No, that never worked in my experience.
Yeah, I don't know why, Jeff. In trading, it doesn't work.
Mm.
in other fields, sometimes it works, but in trading, I don't know why, it never works.
If you're a good boy, you got to be a good boy for it to work. There's no point being a bad boy and praying. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. So with these, you say know who's launching these or who's behind these things, right?
Yes, because you need
is that freely available information, or have you got to dig?
Yes, it is. You know what they listed before is actually there. Is everywhere. It's everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just need to know, like, you just need to know the track record and how they do it. And I'm looking for a site now that has statistics on this. I found it. Let me see. Do I have that site here? Let me see. I found it there. So in doing research, really, this is not trading, guys. This is like mathematics. This is like mathematics. Not trading at all, because this is really like doing business. It's like you're buying real estate. Like, okay, can I get my real estate with renters there who are really paying the rent, which is the returns, really? That is really the returns from all these IDOs. You're just buying real estate, you're paying a down payment of it, so who's going to pay you the rent? And then someone pays you a rent that's higher than the rest, and you're done. You have this rich guy coming in, and he said he's going to stay there for 2 years. He stays there for only 1 month. Man, you've made the money. That's it.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, that's it, right? That's it. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to show you this. I hope. Okay, I have this, right? Okay, let me show you something here. Okay, I got this. So I was doing a study on this. This is nothing to do with trading, not trading at all. Okay, let's look at the statistics here. The statistics here do matter. Okay, let's look at the statistics and how they have basically delivered. Because not only have you look at the statistic, you also have to look at your the track record and what it is going to do. Now here it is. Now let's see premium access, returns. Okay, let's see the returns here. Some notable IDOs and returns. Why is it failing? Is it Zoom or because of the lockdown? Okay, see, because they have this. Okay, source crypto rank. Yeah, this is good. So at least you have the returns of the IDOs. You want to go into something that has high returns, but that also depends on the allocation that you get. Oh man. Wait. Okay, there it is. Let's go in. Hope we have it here. There. Hey, it doesn't want to show.
No, it doesn't.
So,
might have a slow connection.
Yeah, I don't know why. My God. Wait, let me find another one. I hope no. Yeah,
it's worse when you're watching Netflix and that happens and it freezes me.
But it shows here, okay? But it shows here. But then I'll post it in the group. So when you want to do this, you got to get all these statistics right first, okay? And then you start going in. Okay, let's do calculation, and of course the one that is able to give you a big win immediately is the one that you want. Because then it doesn't matter if you bought that IDO, if your capital was 4,000 or 5,000 initially, it doesn't matter if your capital goes down to 1,000, right? It also doesn't matter if your capital goes up to 10,000. You have to think about that, okay? Because you are buying a piece of real estate. You're not speculating on the IDO launchpad token. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it. Sorry, guys. I will
Not going to show us.
It
doesn't want to play.
It doesn't want to play. It doesn't want to. Oh, there it is. Okay, here it is. Okay. Oh, this. Okay, this is the result. Okay, fine. This is the returns of several notable IDO. But I want to see this now. Please play. Please play before Angel cuts us off. Okay. It's scared of Angel. So here it is. These are the best. Dow maker, kickpad, polka starter, ignition. So I have this. I have this. I have this. I don't have this. I need to study. I have this. I have this. I don't have the rest. So it's good because I'm okay because I have most of it anyway.
Amazing.
That's what you see. But again, this guy, now, once you see this, don't be so happy because you need to know and ask that, is the allocation enough? Okay, let me tell, and I can tell you that this allocation is good. This allocation is good. This allocation sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, that allocation sucks. But there was an IDO where you got your capital back. Everything. I don't know if that will be consistent or that was by luck. But yeah, this is bad. This is good. This is good.
So that was luck, pure luck.
Yeah, this one was pure
I
luck.
mean, based on research.
Right? I think this is skewed. The numbers are skewed by something that did very, very well. And it did very, very well. Very, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, when $90 can become $6,000, it's very, very well.
That's very, very well. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. That's very, very well.
But these allocations are good because I'm there. You know, because I'm there. I mean, don't even ask about the gas price. Doesn't matter. I can even tell you, this returns offset the gas price that you pay. Don't worry. Dow maker, there's no gas price. They send you the token. So even more advantage. You don't have to worry. You don't have to compete. It's like...
That was number 69.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We can't discuss 70. We got to move it to next week.
Yeah, we've got to get out of here.
We have
an
even number next week. Even number next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much once again. Always enjoy it. Never understand it, but I always enjoy it. Okay, that was the inimitable Shukri, and of course, all things crypto. I think he answered all the questions that are there. If he'll be looking at them anyway, if he hasn't. So that's all good. Crystal, no, I wasn't born in Tasmania at all. Despite, no, I haven't got two heads yet. Yeah, I'm a New South Wales guy. I come from it used to be a dairy area called the Upper Hunter, which is now full-on coal mining and wineries. Don't go together too well, I've got to say. But yeah, there you go. Like my wine, well, I've gone off it a bit lately, more into whiskey, but not too much. Not too much at all. Okay, Angel has posted in the chat box the link to the Euro competition. Well, not guess, it's actually tell me where you think it's going to be, or tell the management where you think it's going to be by close of the week. For mine, I think it's going to go up to here, probably come back to here. So I'm going to say 121.70. That's my guess. 121.70 for the end of the week. All right. Was looking to have a little bit of a pound. Remember we were talking about whether we should go short underneath that bar, that 4-hour bar. And I said no because we're trading straight into an untested daily pivot without anything. I would be interested if we got a bounce here and a lower high, however. That's on pound US dollar. I think just about all of these against the dollar are going to be the same. Aussie Yen, I'm starting to get a little bit on the how long do we wait for this kind of trail? Well, it's a daily chart, so hang on to it till the end of the day, basically. And if it finishes up here, then so be it. We may even get another entry based on this bar, but I don't want to really trade back into the weekly pivot. I think the entry would still be the same tomorrow if it's set up that way. The yen pairs, Euro yen and Aussie yen, I'll leave you with those. On the hourly charts, like I said, they're all going to be the same. We've now got a breach again of these levels, but unable to take that out. That looks like a potential double top. It's not a double top yet, of course, but same applies. You know, if we came back to here, then gave me a lower high in the vicinity of the daily pivot, I think that's a short, and that's pretty much where we're at. I think Euro Kiwi, we didn't check on that, did we? Okay, so no entry on Euro Kiwi yet. No reason to change anything. That's all as it should be. And the Euro finally, same. Get to the pivot, give us a retest, and then we can look to trade it short. But I'm not interested in entering until those circumstances are fulfilled. Righto, guys, that is the show for the day. We're bang on exit time, so let's do that. And I'll be back tomorrow, of course, and we'll be talking gold and oil, and no doubt copper, as now that's Ainsley's, let's call it second flavour that she likes to trade very much. We'll be talking to her, and of course, we'll be back at the very same time, at the very same place. Have a great first day of winter or summer, based on wherever you are, and we look forward to your company tomorrow. Bye-bye.